It's Thursday night. I'm John Kramer, and tonight SNL showcased something old, something new, something borrowed, and yes, something blue. Now, tonight marked the second installment of SNL's Thursday night specials, and while the show opened strongly with the piece parroting President Obama's all-out blitz on the major media outlets, with the notable exception of Fox News, in order to generate support for his health care reform proposals, the night soon sank into the comedic mud with the appearance of New York Governor David Patterson, played by Fred Armisen, behind the Weekend Update desk. Now, I found it personally offensive and not especially funny that they chose to hammer the governor with blind gags and stupid references to New Jersey, which no one outside of the New York region finds funny. Now, last season, when they introduced the governor's character, I was additionally irritated by the fact that they were spending so much time on a guy who was barely known outside of his state, except for the fact that he was blind, and who has done little to catch the attention of the rest of the nation since then. But now at least he's a bit more of a fair target because of the revelation that President Obama has asked him not to run for the governor's mansion, and yet they pulled out the same tired, tasteless, and stupid jokes they used last year. Now, in a week in which Sarah Palin auctioned herself off as a dinner date on eBay and Muammar Gaddafi couldn't find a place to pitch his tent in New York, the idea that they had to drag out David Patterson's shtick does not bode well for the rest of the season. Now, what was new on the show was the appearance of Jason Sudeikis in the opening sketch as Fox News' Glenn Beck. Now, while they only gave us a small taste of the character, it was enough to whet my appetite for more, because Glenn Beck's buffoonish behavior on Fox is a ripe comedic tomato ready to be picked, and I'd love to see him returning to the show in a bigger way. Now, the blue part of the show was in the return of Daryl Hammond as Bill Clinton, a character who the show's writers never tire of jabbing at with an inexhaustible array of sex jokes, which, like it or not, the former president brought down upon himself with Monica's sperm-streaked skirt. Now, Amy Poehler made what is likely to be her last appearance behind the Weekend Update desk, and yeah, we've heard that before, but it was in a very funny sketch in which Megan Fox was borrowed away from her hosting duties on this week's season opener of the regularly scheduled Saturday Night Live. Now, with so much written in the press lately about Fox's inability to act, it was interesting to see what an easy part they gave her to play tonight, not something which inspires me to expect much from her appearance later this week. But if all else fails, you could just hit the mute button and look at her. And if they're smart, they'll get her into a bikini and maybe have her fight giant robots. And who knows, maybe they'll surpass their ratings last year with Tina Fey playing Sarah Palin. At any rate, I'm John Kramer. I've posted links to all these sketches over to the side. You can see them at NBC.com. I'll be back here next Saturday night with my thoughts on the season opener.